Ueicha Sanctuary, the land of hippopotamus.
1898 on the Wechiao Paramountcy land in the northern region of Ghana. The goal is to protect resident Black Volta River hippo population. Hippopotamus amphibious African ungulate mammal, often considered to be the second largest land animal after the elephant. The hippopotamus is comparable in size and weight to the white rhinoceros Ceratotherium simum and the Indian rhinoceros Rhinoceros unicornus. Hippopotamus is Greek for river horse, and the animal has been known since ancient times. Hippopotamuses are often seen basking on the banks or sleeping in the waters of rivers, lakes and swamps next to grasslands. Because of their great size and aquatic habits, they are safe from most predators, but human beings who have long valued their hide, meat and ivory, and at times have resented them for ruining crops once ranging over the entire continent and beyond. Hippopotamuses or hippos now live in eastern, central and parts of southern Africa. The hippopotamus has a bulky body on stumpy legs, an enormous head, a short tail and 4 toes on each foot. Each toe has a nail-like hoof. In terms of physical size, males are the larger sex, weighing roughly 30% more than females. The skin is 5 cm 2 inches thick on the flanks but thinner elsewhere, and nearly hairless. Color is grayish-brown with pinkish underparts. The mouth is half a meter wide and can gape 150 to show the teeth. The lower canines are sharp and may exceed 30 cm 12 inches. Hippos are well adapted to aquatic life. The ears, eyes and nostrils are located high on the head so that the rest of the body may remain submerged. The ears and nostrils can be folded shut to keep out water. The body is so dense that hippos can walk underwater, where they can hold their breath for 5 minutes. Although often seen basking in the sun, hippos lose water rapidly through the skin and become dehydrated without periodic dips. They must also retreat to the water to keep cool, for they do not sweat. Numerous skin glands release an oily reddish or pinkish lotion, which led to the ancient myth that hippos sweat blood. This pigment actually acts as a sunblock, filtering out ultraviolet radiation. Hippos favor shallow areas where they can sleep half submerged. Rafting. As many as 150 hippos may use one pool in the dry season. In times of drought or famine, they may embark on overland migrations that often result in many deaths. By night, hippos walk along familiar paths as far as 10 kilometers, 6 miles, into surrounding grasslands to feed for 5 or 6 hours. The long canines and incisors are used strictly as weapons. Grazing is accomplished by grasping grass with the tough, wide lips and jerking the head. Near the river, where grazing and trampling are heaviest, large areas may be denuded of all grass, which results in erosion. Hippos, however, eat relatively little vegetation for their size, about 35 kilograms, 80 pounds, per night, as their energy requirement is low because they are buoyed in warm water much of the time. Hippos do not chew cud but retain food for a long time in the stomach, where protein is extracted by fermentation. Their digestive process cycles tremendous quantities of nutrients into the African rivers and lakes and thereby supports the fish that are so crucial as a protein source in the diet of the local people. In the wild, females, cows, become sexually mature between ages 7 and 15, and males mature slightly earlier, between ages 6 and 13. In captivity, however, members of both sexes may become sexually mature as early as ages 3 and 4. Dominant bulls more than 20 years old, however, initiate most of the mating. Bulls monopolize areas in the river as mating territories for 12 years or more. Subordinate males are tolerated if they do not attempt to breed. Cows aggregate in these areas during the dry season, which is when most mating takes place. Rare battles may erupt when strange bulls invade territories in the mating season. Most aggression is noise, splash, bluff charges, and a yawning display of the teeth, but opponents may engage in combat by slashing upward at each other's flanks with the lower incisors. Wounds can be fatal despite the thick skin there. Adjacent territorial bulls will stare at each other, then turn, and, with rear end out of the water, flip feces and urine in a wide arc by rapidly wagging the tail. This routine display indicates that the territory is occupied. Territorial and subordinate males alike make dung piles along pathways leading inland, which probably function as olfactory signposts, scent markers, at night. Hippos recognize individuals by scent and sometimes follow one another nose to tail on night treks. Trampling and crop raiding by hippos led to early and determined efforts to exterminate them. Their hides and meat were also valued. Hippos were extinct in northern Africa by 1800 and south of Natal and the Transvaal by 1900. They are still fairly common in East Africa, but populations continue to decrease continent-wide. There remains a demand for hippo teeth as a fine-grain, ivory, that is easy to carve. It was once used to make false teeth. After the international elephant ivory ban went into effect in 1989, hunting pressure on hippos increased, and hippo populations declined. A population assessment performed in 2008 estimated that between 126,000 and 149,000 individuals remained.